Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today, we have an amazing guest who is Jennifer from Revive Nutrition, and she's going to be talking about all things addressing myths, misconceptions, everything, and give you some good pointers on what to do if you want to, get back in shape and just take care of yourself. So please help me welcome Jennifer to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. So, I think a lot of people, right, are into like nutrition lately, health. They're paying more closer attention than, they ever were before. So it's amazing that you're in this space, especially like leading people, leading moms and just people in general. So can you just tell us like how you even got started in this and like what made you even, choose this industry?
Well, I actually started about 6 years ago. I was working with somebody else, but really what I got into it was when I was growing up in the 90s, there was none of this information available. It was all like, you make sure that you don't eat, work out crazy, and you'll lose weight. And I think in the 90s, there was not a lot of information. And I really struggled, in the 90s through my teen years, my 20s, to try to really get healthy and everything. So when I was in my 30s and 40s, I was like, you know what? I need to do something for other women so they don't struggle like I did, because there's not a lot of information out there. Yeah. And there's a lot of misconception as well out there as well.
There is. Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like, one, people will struggle with not knowing what to do. And then two, I think we grew up in an era where there was like a lot of fast food and not enough of like actual like natural juice shops and things like that. And it was just like, KFC was available. Right.
So
that was the easiest thing.
Or McDonald's.
Right. Exactly. That was the easiest thing to just grab and go. And I think like you said, it's kind of changing and people were highlighting that space more, more than ever.
Absolutely. And it's important too for busy moms and women in general. It's very important for you to take care of yourself, for your energy, for you to feel good. Because it's great to be skinny and all these things. But if you don't feel that great, you're really not able to perform as well. So that is so important. And that's why it really got me into this industry.
Yeah. And I love that you said that, because I think people like the whole thing about being skinny and like the not eating thing.
Yes.
I would say like that's probably one of the biggest myths, right? That like in the industry, it's like, okay, I'm just going to eat less or just fast.
Oh my gosh.
So can you kind of like walk us through that, like those myths and misconceptions that people usually have around
that? That is my biggest, like I want to strangle people when they say that.
Right.
Just eat less and work out more. And it's like, no. Because when we were in our teens and our 20s, our body is so forgiving. We're able to eat out, drink, go out partying, clubbing, all these things. And our body is like, no problem. You bounce right back. But as we get into our 30s and 40s, things start to creep up. The yo-yo dieting, the low calories, they're not so forgiving to us anymore. And it's not as easy. We start to get, the energy crashes are so much more of a everyday thing. We're having a lot of more, midsection things, and things are not coming off as usual. So again, the low calorie moving more doesn't do justice. And it's really more because the low calories and the yo-yo dieting that we did in our 20s and early 30s kind of catches up to us, and our metabolism is all out of whack. Our hormones are all out of whack. And our body's like, what are you doing to me? Our body is like so stressed that it's like not going to allow you to do. And it's going to hold on to everything that you do to it. That's why a lot of women struggle in their 30s and 40s to lose weight, because it's like you're fighting against your body because it's so stressed. It's not going to let you lose weight at all. It's like, no.
No. I think a lot of people do that. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to starve. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. And I think a lot of people don't like understand either like what fasting truly is. So do you like really incorporate that at all in your nutrition plans, or is it really just like eat? There's no like fasting?
No. So in my programs, when I take my women in through my program, it's really let's see what you're currently doing, and let's first audit what you're doing, and then work our way up from there. Because a lot of times women go into any program and they automatically like, these are your macros, just grow, and it's like sometimes that doesn't even work, and you're like, wait, my body's not even responding as it used to. So we have to see what you're currently doing and work from there. Are you maybe not eating enough protein? Let's bump that up. Are you working out too much? Let's bring that down a little bit and maybe give your body some more recovery, because it's all about your body. Everybody's so individual, and everybody tries to do what everybody else is doing, and it may not necessarily work for your specific body. So you have to understand your metabolism, your body, and work with that instead of trying to copy what everybody else is doing. So yeah, in my world, and my ladies always know when they come into my world, they're like, oh Lord Jesus Christ. I hired this woman to make me lose weight, and she's making me eat food, but yet I'm losing weight. So I don't know what's going on here.
I thought I was supposed to eat less.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah,
wow,
so
that's interesting, because I think people just like really don't understand that piece, and they're like, okay, this person's doing that, but what, like you said, what someone's doing may not work for you. Right. So how are you kind of like walking your clients through a tailored plan? Like what is someone doing differently, or how do you can even tell what people need?
Absolutely. So I have like 18 clients. So every one of them does something different. So when they come into my world, like I said, I audit what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing. Show me what you're doing. Tell me what you're eating. I see with what you're eating, and 9 out of 10 times protein is very low and you're barely eating. So what we do is basically progress, a little bit more calories, a little bit more protein, get your body to respond to me a little bit more, see what your body responds to, see what it doesn't. And I just edit from there. That's why each individual client is so different, because something that works for client A is not going to work for client C, and vice versa. So every one of my clients has a completely different plan. Somebody's working on maybe cutting, so their protein's a little bit higher, so their strength training is a little bit different. Somebody else just wants to feel really good. I just want energy, so her plan is going to be a little bit different. So everybody's very, very unique. Everybody always says they want to lose weight, but when I actually start asking questions, it's so much more deeper than that.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because it's not always about losing weight.
Yes.
And you pointed out like someone might just want more energy, right? 100%. And I don't think people understand that part either. No. I mean, I never understood it either, that like what you eat and sleeping and everything contributes 100%. To that. So I guess I would say, like, what are some of the things that people could do where it's like, I don't want to lose weight, but I want an energy boost, or I just want to feel better. It's like, what would like you tell somebody?
Yeah,
to kind of
for that one, it's very, very simple. Honestly, it comes down to your food, how much you're eating and what you're eating. Not a lot of people understand that just eating a protein shake is not sufficient. It's great, but it's not sufficient. So we want to always make sure that our blood sugar levels stay steady throughout the day. And a lot of people, I think what they do is they have a protein shake, which is nothing wrong with that. But they have a protein shake and they wait 4 hours to have lunch. And by that time, your blood sugar level has already plummeted. So in between that, you're like craving caffeine or something else.
You want something.
Yeah, so your energy plummets. You have the caffeine, you get that bump, and then it crashes again. Then you have your lunch, you go back up, and then you come back down. So you're constantly up and down. And a lot of people by 3 o'clock have that energy crash. I'm like, what the heck?
That's me. Like, I would need a nap
100%. And that's a lot of women. And it's like, and they don't realize that the reason why they're having those energy crashes has to do with what they ate at breakfast and lunch. They have no idea. So we have to make sure that we're watching what you're eating and see how we can tweak certain things. So instead of a protein shake, you can have a protein shake, but maybe let's add, a toast with some eggs or some avocado, and then for a snack, let's have something else, maybe like a yogurt with some berries, and then have your lunch. Again, keeping your blood sugar levels steady as opposed to the up and down and up and down. Yes.
That's so interesting, because I would think that I guess it's all just like keeping it stagnant.
Yes.
Because I guess we're like overdoing it, right? Like we we get like a caramel latte with extra caramel, and then like we're like running around through the room.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, all right, I need a nap. Can we wrap this up?
That's exactly, because again, you get that rush of that sugar, so your blood sugar level just spike, and you're like, I feel so fantastic. Then 45 minutes later, you're like, oh my God, that's again, it comes right back down. So we want to make sure that we're 100%. You can have your coffee latte, and that's what I tell my clients. You can have your latte. You can have these things. We just have to make sure that we pair it with something else so that we don't get that crash.
Interesting. Yes. And another thing I would say is for me as well, I will probably supplement a latte for breakfast.
Sure.
Right. If I'm running late, I'll just have that for breakfast.
100%.
And now thinking about it, I'm like, that's terrible. Right? That's like the worst thing it sounds like.
Well, yes. It's not terrible, but it's again, I think you're just setting yourself up to have that energy crash later on. So you can definitely have that. But I think it's best that you pair it with something else. And if you can have it right away, because again, a lot of women are super busy. Like you and I, we're very busy. Like we're running all over the place. But again, if you're going to have that latte, let's make sure to remember to have something else right after, because you're going to get that crash right after. Yeah,
exactly. And not like a muffin top.
No.
I won't pair it with that.
No, that's another energy crash that you're going to have. Yeah, that's
we'll do another one on that.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's so important, because for a lot of people that, especially that exercise, right? Like I go to the gym 4 times a week, but my diet might not necessarily match that, right? So it's like some of the things that we're doing. And I think, for me, I used to think that, okay, maybe I'll just cut out carbs and that's the solution.
Yes.
So would you say that's another big misconception?
100%. And I'll give you an example. A lot of women that come into my world, they're like, I need to lose weight. So they go really hard Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
They cut out carbs, they cut out sugar, they cut out alcohol, all the things.
Everything,
And they're like, I'm doing so great. Saturday comes and they're like, screw it. I work so hard. I'm going to actually, go all out. I deserve it. This is my reward for working hard. And Monday comes around, your energy's done, and then you feel so guilty. You're like, I'm going even harder. Now I'm going to cut out more stuff. And then we end up in this never-ending cycle of cutting. And it's the all or nothing mindset where it's like, I'm going to go super, super hard, or I'm just going to go completely on the opposite direction, where in actuality, you could just really incorporate both into your life. And I know a lot of women always hear this, like, you can have your fun foods, but doing it strategically, like, it's so important. If you want to have your glass of wine, have it, but have like maybe a steak, baked potatoes, and some vegetables, and have your wine as well. You like chocolate, go for it. Have a great lunch and then have a chocolate afterwards. Not a big deal. Again, just trying to get away with this whole extreme and then going from one extreme to the next is what keeps women in this never-ending cycle of dieting, yo-yo dieting, doing all these crazy things to their body, which is so terrible to their hormones.
I'm sure it's putting the body in shock, especially if you're like, okay, I'm gonna fast all day and then have a terrible dinner.
Oh my God.
Something terrible for dinner, right?
And usually that ends up happening because let's think about it. If you're not eating anything throughout the day, your energy is pretty down on the floor. So what happens when your energy is really, really low on the floor? You start craving these things like chocolate, fast food, fries, all these things. So when you actually do end up eating, 9 out of 10 times we're going to end up eating like pizza and burgers and fries when you could have just eaten like your breakfast and lunch, maybe something more balanced, so that you can have room for your pizza and the burgers for dinner. So that's another thing as well. Yes, exactly.
That is so interesting. I mean, I always thought it was curious because the people that I know that may have like fast, or they just don't eat. They don't even call it fast. It's like, I'm just going to starve.
Right. I'm not going to eat anything.
I'm just going to starve. But it's weird because they still lose weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is interesting. And it makes them feel like it's working.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, what would you say to those ladies who are like, just like my starving tactic works and I'm losing weight?
And it does. And this is the thing. Again, that's why fat diets are really, really great. And they're so profitable because of that. Because yes, when you cut your calories in a calorie deficit, everybody knows you lose weight 100%. There's no doubt about it. You cut your calories, you're going to lose weight.
Right.
What happens is after a while, if you continuously do it for more than a month or two, your body starts to think that this is its normality. And when your body is eating really low calories, it's going to become very stressed. When your body becomes super stressed, your cortisol levels go up and your body really enters into a fight or flight mode, and it holds on to everything that you're putting in. So that's why, yes, at the beginning you lose weight, and then you start to notice you start to become a little bit more inflamed. You start to become a little bit more bloated, and you're like, what is going on? I'm gaining weight, when in actuality, it's not that. It's your body's holding on to every single calorie that you're putting into it. And the water retention is ridiculous. And a lot of women come to me doing that. They're like, I don't understand. I'm eating 800 calories and working out every day. I'm like, good Lord, that's what it is. Your body is in such shock that it's like,
happening?
And your body's like, no, we're not losing weight right now. We are in a state of panic. We are holding on to everything. And that's why a lot of women, they do the decrease of calories, they lose weight, and then it stops. And they're like, what happened? And then they go back to their normal eating habits, and then they do it all over again and continuously do it.
That's a terrible method for your
my
body.
God, it's so bad.
I can't imagine. I never went through that phase where I was like, I'm just not going to eat. I just love food. I'm like, I'm always going to eat. I love all types of food. But I would say, like, I also wanted to ask, like, for the people, like, I'm in the stage where I'm like, okay, I'm focused more on like building muscle and like balancing. Yeah. So like, what, like, is there any like other plans that you have or foods you recommend for the people who are like, no, I go to the gym a lot, but I want to gain muscle so that way I'm not losing weight?
Yeah, absolutely. So for a person that like yourself that goes to the gym every day, you eat very well, we would still have to audit what you're eating, because sometimes what happens is, when we do this for a very long time, we get very comfortable with, I know what 6 ounces is. I know how much protein I'm taking. You don't need to tell me. I already know. But when we audit what you're eating, you're actually probably not eating what you think you're eating. So even with a person that doesn't want to lose weight, we would still have to look at what you're eating and tweak certain things. For instance, your protein. You may think you're eating 100 grams of protein, but when we audit, you may be eating 75. So if you want to build muscles, you have to eat a little bit more, like 0.8 to a gram of protein per pound. So we want to make sure that we're eating a little bit more protein so that, again, as you know, when you have more muscles, the more protein you have, the more muscles you build, the more muscles you maintain. So again, with that, we would have to tweak just certain things. And again, auditing what you're eating, that's going to be super important.
That is huge too. And I mean, like, even like the protein intake, like you said, you have to kind of like monitor that. Would you say there's like, especially for women, would you say like there's like a little too much protein? Like, let's say I want to have steak every night. Would you say that's like an overload on protein for the ladies with like
absolutely not. So this is the thing. A lot of women think that they're eating a lot. Like I just said, they think they're eating enough protein. Oh, I have a protein shake and then I have a chicken for lunch and then I have a steak. And it's like, that's, right. And then when we look at it, it's like 75 grams of protein is really not enough. So there's never... You shouldn't think that you're eating too much protein until you actually have it physically, data in front of you. Then you can say, well, maybe I should pull back a little bit on my protein. But 9 out of 10 times, you're probably not eating enough protein. We think we are because, again, we get so comfortable. We're like, I have a protein shake. I have this, I have that. But in actuality, you probably are not eating enough. So that, so we definitely need to audit what you're eating. Yes.
I think that's the thing. We're like, oh, I don't want to eat too much. And it's,
yes. A lot of women also think that I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get too muscular. And it's like, you can't really get that bulky. We're not built like that. We don't have that amount of testosterone for us to be built like we are afraid to be built. Exactly. So that's something, another misconception a lot of women have.
I can imagine. I mean, even my first time, like, I mean, I know this doesn't relate to eating as much, but like working out, like I never worked on my upper body because I'm like, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to look like a man. Yep, same here. Exactly. But that's such a huge misconception. Like, oh my God, like now, like full body workout is like, it has to be like every workout is full body. Yes. So do you recommend that? Like, I know you also do exercise plans. So is that also incorporated just like what to do for a full body workout?
100%. And I think a lot of women, again, they want to do either more cardio and less strength training because they're afraid to get too bulky. But again, if we want to burn fat and actually change your body composition, because again, a lot of women just want to lose weight and they focus so much on the scale and watching that number go down, but their body looks exactly the same. You look exactly the same. You're just like skinny fat, which is what I call people. So I'm like, it's true because it's like the scale is going down, which is fantastic, but you're so inflamed that your body's not responding to it. So we want to change your body composition. And the only way to do that is to eat more protein, eat more food, and do more strength training. So for me, my clients, I do more like 20 to 30 minute workouts, strength training workouts, not as long because again, I work with more busy women that really don't have the time to go to the gym for an hour. So I do 20, 30 minute strength training workouts. But again, it's progressing. Like we always, the programs that I do for my client, we're progressing up. We're not just doing the same workouts over and over again.
Okay, so it's boring.
It's right. And also we're progressing with weights. Compound movements, something different. So again, it's always changing because again, our bodies get stagnant. Our bodies hit plateaus. So we have to constantly
challenge more.
Yes, exactly.
That's so interesting. So you kind of give them like, hey, this is the format. This is what we're going to do. Is that what they have? And then like, it's up to them to now incorporate it within their work week of like finding the 30 minutes a day to do it.
Yeah. So that's another important thing. So they come into I have a personalized app. So they have reminders every single day. So they have their workout scheduled for the week. They have active recovery. They have rest days. So everything is in the app. So they're always know exactly what they need to do. Now, if they're busy and they can't do it for whatever reason, they can go to the next day and do the workout. So everything is structured so they don't have to guess what they have to do. Everything is right in the app and you know exactly what to do every single day.
Oh, good. So they don't have to worry about anything. So they get a nutrition plan, a workout plan, everything. So there's like no excuse.
There's no guessing and no excuses as well. It's like a lot of women, again, they fall into that I'm too busy excuse. And it's like, okay, I get it. You are busy, but that's fine. You can't do it one day, but the next day, let's get back in it and let's continue doing it. Because again, we don't want to feed into those excuses that we give ourselves.
Exactly. Like, oh, I don't have time, but then we're on Instagram.
Correct.
For 30 minutes.
Correct.
Yes. So we can find 30 minutes in our day. Whether it's waking up earlier, going to bed a little bit later. Yes. It's important, especially like health is everything.
Oh my goodness. And it's really, I mean, if you're a busy working woman, a CEO, whatever you are, your health and how you feel is literally linked into your success. Because if you don't feel great, if your energy plummets, if you have brain fog, how in the world are you going to be able to succeed as a CEO, as a busy mom? Absolutely. Like it's so important. And again, as women, we always end up putting our health to the bottom of the list, everything on top. And then we forget that literally that is the key to everything.
Yeah,
the key to
it
everything.
really is. I'm like, if we don't take care of ourselves, no one's going to take care of us.
Absolutely.
And two, it's like, how we're like, we can't function, right?
No.
So it's like, we can't take care of everybody else if we don't take care of ourselves
100%.
first.
100%.
So that is huge.
Yes.
But I do want to talk about like more of the business aspect, right? So it's like, we definitely give a lot of good information that people can take away. But I also want to talk more about like how you kind of got into like how you started as an entrepreneur and like what that world is like. Because I think there's a lot of women out there too that's like, I want to be in that space, but not, not ready yet. But I just want to like, hear your story and hopefully empower people that want to do the same.
Yeah. First of all, you're never ready. That's just, I just want to say that you're never ready. And for me, I think with nutrition, for me, going in my 20s, like I always loved nutrition. I always wanted to be a fitness instructor or a nutrition guy. But back in the 90s, everybody was like, there's no money in that. So I don't know what you're doing. So I had to go into college, go to law. Go into law, go into law firm, do that. Because again, unfortunately, that is where the money is. Nutrition and fitness, that. But I've always had that love for it. And I've always still incorporated and still did it. And it really wasn't until my late 30s that I was like, you know what? this is not me. This is not what's empowering me. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all into nutrition. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And when I first started, it was still a very popular industry where a lot of people were doing it. So I was still new in it, but I just went full in. I was really scared. Like I was like, I'm 39, 37. I'm like, I'm new here. Like, I don't know. And I felt like I was just so old and nobody was going to take me seriously. But I was like, you know what? I'm still going to do it. And it was such a great decision because I did it even scared, not knowing what I was doing. I think that's the best thing. When you don't know what to anticipate, you're able to go into a little bit more like whatever it is, it is. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So for me, it was just more of like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. This isn't, this doesn't ignite me. This doesn't make me happy. Nutrition and fitness is what makes me happy. And I have my children. I want them to also emulate what I'm doing, getting healthy because they're both active. So I wanted them to continue that. So for me, that's what I got into it. And juggling business, my other job and my kids, it's hard, but again, when you start to put yourself first and realize that when you feel your best, you're able to show up a little bit different.
You show up more
it just makes and a lot of people always hear like, oh yeah, I know you got to take care of your health, blah, blah, blah. But it really does make a difference. The way you feel is how you show up to everything. So if you don't feel your best, going into business is going to feel like a struggle because you don't feel like 100%. But when you feel 100%, you're able to give 100% to everything. It may not be pretty, but you still show up because you feel good. Because you feel good. Yeah. So
exactly. That is so interesting. I feel like leaving your job in your 30s, that's scary. And I think maybe a lot of people are feeling that like, I'm already so deep in.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you were like really deep into your career
and honestly, I still am deep in because I didn't give it up completely, but I did pull back a little bit. But even so, like at that stage, it's like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? Like, what am I going to do? Like at this point, and 100%. A lot of women just feel like I'm already here. So like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go?
Because I already did 10 years. I'm not going to give that up. Yeah. But that's also a good option. So it's like, you kind of let go of that world, but you still have a little bit hanging on, right? So I think a lot of women could do something like that. 100%. Like you don't have to go 100%, and maybe it's 50%. But it's still better than zero, and it's still better than not actually trying.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You never know because it may pick up and you may take off. Why not? So I think again, having that fear is, it's always going to be there, and waiting to be ready. You're never going to be ready.
It's never going to be the right time.
Never, ever,
ever. I kind of like make it equivalent to when people have children, because most of the people I know have had their kids unexpectedly. Pretty much everybody I know has just had a baby. I'm like, you weren't ready for a baby, and 9 months later, here's a human, and you had to figure it out. So I feel like not to say it's apples to apples, but it's like with anything, like you really just figure out, you make it work. It's scary and it's not going to be.
And it's messy.
It's messy, but it's worth it.
100%. And literally business, momhood, weight loss, nutrition, it all is the same. again, women wait to be healthy or wait till they're less busy to be healthy or get healthy or get fit. And it's like, you're never going to be ready. You just have to go in, fall on your face, get up, fall again and get up. It's just like motherhood, like business. It's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. So do you do anything else like empowering women? Like I know you definitely focus on female clients to kind of help boost that, but is there anything else around that? Are you doing like, lately?
Lately, so I am actually part also of a chamber, of Modern Horizon Chamber. So we do that. We help, again, small business owners get off of their feet, giving them tools. Because again, businesses sometimes, it's really scary to start your own business, and going into the internet world, there's so much information out there. You don't even know what to do. They're like, where do I start? How do I register? Who do I go to? So it's really hard. So I'm working also for that chamber, just again, helping business owners get off their feet, learn how to create a website, learn how to do all these other wonderful things that are so at your fingertips, but it's really, really sometimes scary to go out there if you don't know what you're doing.
It really is.
Yeah, so I'm working on that as well. I have my company, I have my kids, so yeah.
Right, okay, so you're busy,
busy.
So there's no excuse.
No.
If you can be running your own business, have kids, be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, like that's a lot.
It's a lot, yes, it is, but it keeps me busy and I love it. Like I've always been this way, so and my kids just keep me on my toes.
That's amazing. That is awesome.
Yes.
Well, I have one last surprise question for you.
I love it. I love
it. It is a
boy.
surprise. So let's see what that is.
Oh my goodness. What impact do you want to leave behind? Oh my God, this is a good one. I love this one. This
always
one is
have a surprise.
I know. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, what is she going to pull out from there? But this is a good one. I love it because I think the reason why I decided to go into nutrition is because I want to be able to help as many women as I can, as many women out there, to learn how to work with their own body and not fight their body constantly and fall prey to these fad diets, these injections, these pills, and feel like that's their only option. I want women, as many women as I can help, to realize that you don't have to do those things to really change your body, get healthy, feel fabulous, and also just make women understand that there is no one size fit all, and you can do things differently and also still get the changes that you want, feel amazing, feel confident, feel beautiful. And again, that is literally why I started to do nutrition, because I want women to just get out of that mindset of they have to eat like apples and carrots and work out for like hours and hours just to look and feel fabulous. So this one is a good one, because that is literally why I did go into nutrition.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you're already doing it. You're already doing amazing at that, impacting lives. And I'm sure some people will benefit off of this, like just the insight and tips that you shared today, and just addressing some of the things that people may have thought was the right way about nutrition and weight loss. So where can they find more about you if they wanted to do your program?
So they can go to my website, revivecoaching.com. They can also find me on Instagram, Jen_check. You can find me there as well. And I'm also on Facebook, and you can find me there as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. And don't forget to subscribe to Real Estate Done Right. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.